Mini have just launched the new John Cooper Works 1965 Victory Edition. Now, when you look at the Mini JCW 1965 Victory Edition, what you're really looking at is a modern performance car shaped by an event that happened 6 decades ago at the Monte Carlo Rally, which is one of the most prestigious and demanding motorsports events in the world. Now, to understand why this edition exists, it's important to understand what the rally represented in the 1960s and why Mini's success there has changed the automotive landscape permanently. The Monte Carlo Rally was never simply about speed. Now, in that era, it was a winter endurance event that began in multiple cities across Europe, with competitors driving long distances before even reaching the timed mountain stages near Monaco. And by the time cars arrived in the Alps, they had already endured freezing temperatures, mechanical stress, and unpredictable road conditions. The competitive sections then took place on narrow mountain roads covered in snow and ice, where traction and balance and reliability mattered more than sheer engine output. And at that time, the rally field was filled with larger and more powerful cars from manufacturers that had bigger displacement and horsepower. The original Mini, first introduced in 1959, was never designed as a race car. It was engineered as a compact, affordable vehicle with an innovative layout, front-wheel drive, a transverse engine, and wheels positioned at the very corners of the chassis. Now, configuration maximized interior space, but it also unintentionally created a car with exceptional balance and agility. Now, John Cooper was already respected in Formula One circles, and by increasing the engine performance and refining the suspension, he helped transform that modest Mini into the Mini Cooper and later the Cooper S. And what made that car effective in rally conditions was not brute force, but its ability to maintain grip and direction on tight, slippery roads. Its front wheel drive layout allowed it to pull itself through corners, and its short wheelbase made it extremely responsive in technical sections. In 1964, the Mini Cooper S achieved an overall victory at the Monte Carlo Rally, surprising much of the motorsport establishment. And the following year, in 1965, it won again, proving that the first result was not just a coincidence. Now, those back-to-back victories established the Mini as more than a novelty. It became a serious competitor on the international stage. The 1965 win, in particular, reinforced the idea that intelligent engineering and packaging could outperform much larger competitors under the right conditions. Now, that story became even more dramatic in 1966 when Minis finished first, second, and third, only to be disqualified due to a controversial interpretation of headlamp regulations. Now, although the disqualification removed them from the official results, it strengthened the car's reputation among enthusiasts. And in 1967, Mini returned and secured another victory, closing the chapter of rally history with undeniable credibility. Now, those years in Monte Carlo effectively determined and defined Mini's identity. The car became associated with agility, resilience, technical precision, rather than size or raw output. That legacy carried forward through decades of automotive evolution. Now, today, Mini operates under BMW ownership, and the John Cooper Works division represents the highest performing expression of the Mini brand. The Mini JCW 1965 Victory Edition draws directly from that 1965 rally success. The chili red paint represents the classic rally colors of the era, while the white bonnet and roof stripes reference traditional competition liveries used on the Monte Carlo entries. The white 52 displayed on the side mirrors the competition number associated with the historic rally car, and the 1965 badging serves as a direct acknowledgement of the year that inspired the edition. Now, mechanically, the modern car is far more removed from the 1960s predecessors, yet it follows the same conceptual formula. The petrol-powered version produces 170 kilowatts, 0 to 100 in just under 6 seconds. Now, there's also going to be an electric version producing 190 kilowatts. Now, what makes this edition particularly meaningful is simply not the performance figures or the limited production numbers, but rather the authenticity of the inspiration. The Monte Carlo victories were not marketing exercises. They were highly publicized achievements against formidable competitors. They helped shape the idea that small performance cars could compete at the highest level, influencing the development of essentially the hot hatch category that would emerge decades later. 60 years after the 1965 rally win, the JCW 1965 Victory Edition represents continuity rather than nostalgia. It connects a modern, technologically advanced performance car to a defining motorsport achievement without attempting to replicate the past mechanically. journey. Now, when you see this edition, you are not simply seeing heritage-inspired styling, you're seeing a modern interpretation of a moment that redefined expectations in motorsport. The Monte Carlo Rally victories demonstrated that thoughtful design could change established norms, and that philosophy continues to influence the Mini brand today. The Mini JCW 1965 Victory Edition therefore stands as a bridge between eras. It reflects 60 years of performance evolution, from a lightweight carbureted rally car navigating icy Alpine passes to a turbocharged or fully electric hot hatch engineered for contemporary roads. The technology has changed, the ownership structure has changed, and the automotive landscape has changed, but the underlying identity remains consistent, being compact, agile, and well engineered. That continuity is what ultimately makes this edition significant. It's simply not a celebration of a date on a calendar, it is recognition of a pivotal motorsport achievement that continues to shape the character of the brand more than half a century later.